Yeah,
James Thomas, I'm here today with Tim Carroll at Constructors 911. How are you, Tim?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing good. So you're the CEO of Constructors 911, correct?
Yes, sir.
How did you get started and why did you get started?
Well, I mean, it's a long story, but I started my own business when I was really young. I was coming out of college, and I started making more money doing being a contractor. That's how I started, and then I guess years went by, and I'd been a construction professional already. And then 2008 hit, and we were builders more, and that building really dried up. And from when that dried up, there was a hailstorm in St. Louis in about 2011,
Yep.
and it hit a lot of the slate roofs and stuff down in the city. And I had some guys that I coached in high school that had gotten into the roofing. They started with like Katrina, and then they were like, "Well, you know what you should do if you're slow is get into this." And then that's how I really got into roofing. I mean, I'd already been involved in some roofing, but not at the capacity that I am now.
What's the importance of getting a roofing inspection if you own a home? How often should you do it?
It's super important. I would say one to every 2 years, depending on how your house is. So if your house is located in like it's all open, there's no trees and stuff, I would say you could do every 2 3 years. But if you're getting gutters clogged and a lot of stuff like that where you have maintenance all the time, you want to get it looked at, because what can happen is that pollen or leaves or anything can back up valleys or gutters, and then it can cause the shingles to not perform because they're not really waterproof. They shed the water. So
So
it's good to keep an eye on that.
definitely, definitely. So anywhere between 2 and 3 years. So how do companies guarantee roofing? Do roofs last a good 10, 15 years? Or
So the industry standard really is 2 years for an install, and the industry kind of goes by that. Even in the flat roofing industry or the shingle, they know most shingles fail in 2 years if there's an install problem, and so they kind of bank it on that. So most companies benchmark is 2 years. I was the president of the RSCA, and the RSCA is like the guide of St. Louis roofing. It's an organization of the best roofers, and they had come up with that. They agreed with that their standard be 2 years for any RSCA member. Now, there's companies that will offer 5 year, 10 year warranties, but once again, if your house isn't maintained and you got water damming up, that's going to void the warranty. So you're always going to want to have that looked at. Another thing I recommend is have your roof looked at before you file an insurance claim, so that if you don't have debris and stuff up there, the insurance company will penalize you for not cleaning your roof or maintaining it, and they'll say, "Oh, well, they never cared about their house anyways," so then they'll
whoa,
get
I
off.
did not know that. That's interesting.
Yeah, so that's another really big thing to know about for anybody in the public. With their roof, you want to make sure you don't have moss on there, leaves, any of that. When the adjuster comes out, you want to make it look like you really do take care of your roof.
Let's talk a little bit about, people are St. Louis is a tornado alley, and people are always worried about, their roof during a tornado. What do you suggest as far as either before or after a storm?
Well, I'd say before, I mean, you're pretty much tornadoes go whatever way they want to go, and they're really random. You could be sitting 200 yards over on the other side of the neighborhood, and they don't get a touch. Um, so there's not a lot you could, you go to the basement, you do all that, but our houses aren't going to just be completely tornado proof no matter what. Shingles only really go up to 130 maximum, if the best case shingle that you buy. That's the only warranty they'll give you. I mean, the manufacturer will only go to 130. So you get a tornado, let's say it's concentrated over 130, it's blowing your roof off. But a lot of the times tornadoes really don't damage the whole entire roof. They just get a section because they're like twisting. They're twisting around. And so they'll slope roofs. So insurance companies, so when you get done and the tornado comes through, you want to have somebody immediately come out and give you a good look and assessment with pictures and a report of your roof and how the status is.
Wow. So homeowners beware. At least 2 to 3 years, check your roof, make sure
Yep.
it looks good. And should you have an adjuster or somebody come out every 2 or 3 years, or just make sure that it's okay?
I wouldn't really put an erroneous claim on an insurance if you don't have to, but you should have a roofing company come out and give you a fair assessment of if do they think there's any storm damage or not. There's plenty of roofing companies in our community that would come out for free to just give you a general report. You shouldn't have to pay for it to see if you have hail or not. hail or wind damage.
Now,
So,
how do you guys handle that?
well, we have multiple ways we do it, but you know, we'll do any roof inspection for free. We'll drone roofs. We drone them too as well. Um, we now for some of the other clients, we do a lot of commercials, so we'll have like an ongoing maintenance agreement with those customers, and we come out twice a year and make sure drains and all these things are clear and all that. But there's a lot more problems that can happen on those roofs if you know, don't maintain them, and they
Okay.
cost as much as a building. so,
So
so
how does someone get in touch with you, Tim, when they want to, if they have a problem with their roof or they want you to come out and take a look at it?
well, they could call us or they can go to visit our website. We have an online chat bot. They can you know engage with that, put in their phone number, whatever. We'll have a rep come out right away, and they should be getting back to them within you know 24 to 48 hours, no problem. They can email our company. I mean, there's multiple ways. They can visit us on Facebook, Instagram, um, or they can just call our number,
And your number is?
314-221-4005.
One more time.
314-221-4005.
I've been speaking with Tim Carroll with Constructors 911. We've been talking about roofing. And I'm sure there's a lot of people in North St. Louis after seeing this may give you a call. So get ready for it.
Okay. Yeah, we could do the emergency tarping too. And like I said, if anybody sees that white stuff that's up downtown, you know, in the West End going on right now, we have that as well. That's a Florida type technology because it was used for hurricanes, but we were able to offer that as well. I learned how to do that when I was working on Hurricane Irma.
Cool.
So,
Tim, thank you so much for joining us today.
okay. Thank you.